Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hello. Well, that's weird.
I know, that was totally
that was
different.
off. I'm sorry. Hi.
Yo.
What up?
What's up? Okay.
I'll stick to hi. I'm sorry.
Well, that was a fun intro. I guess that means it's May.
There you go.
May 1st. That means nothing.
It's not even Mother's Day. We could explain that away by having some mimosas this morning or something, but
no.
Hey, there you go.
No, we can do that next week.
Yes.
Yay. But it was May 1st through 5th. Well, so we do have some pipelines. First of all, I have silicone band supporters. Just going to throw that out there.
I didn't expect that to get the response that it did.
It sure as heck did. Okay. So actually, we also got some from a while ago that apparently I might have just missed. So like January 25th from Justin Cross. I don't remember reading this, so I apologize if we missed it. But it said, hey all, I was raised in a Bold and the Beautiful and Young and the Restless house, and I just recently started watching GH for the first time in October. Your podcast has been vital in helping me understand the history of Port Charles and its inhabitants that I missed out on. It has been so much fun to learn about the show. Thank you so much. Hearts.
Aw, thanks.
I don't remember reading that one, so if that's a repeat.
We just like to hear how wonderful we are. Thank you.
No, but I love that. I know that we love the 411s, but I love how much other people really do love the 411s. And we've received so many messages on the first 30 years. So we'll really have to figure out the next 30 years. But I feel like, okay, so that kind of gives us a segue to like the number one thing that we got so many messages about this week.
Okay.
Would you like to share? Because you are the one who sent it to me first. Amanda did send it first.
I couldn't not send it. I was very excited. It was on Facebook. It's not like I had some superior knowledge or whatever.
But you were on Facebook first.
I don't know that that's a good thing. That might not be a compliment. Anyway, SoapOperaNetwork.com posted that ABC is launching a General Hospital Spotlight Fast channel. And so it is totally free, and you can go on and watch old episodes. It tells me what year it started in, or what year they start in.
It started with the 2018 storyline. It was season 55, and it started because it was
March 2018.
Yes.
And then April 2018, and so on, will be aired as time goes on, with each episode running roughly 50 minutes while offering regular commercial breaks.
That's what the FAST is actually an acronym. Because I was like, why are they saying like a FAST channel? What does that? It's free advertising supported.
Oh.
Television, I think is
Look
what
how
the T
smart
stands
that
for.
is.
I know.
But it will be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So it is a step in the right direction. We know that it is not exactly everything that we have been asking for, but it's a start. So we just all need to really go support that. That way the demand is seen that, yes, we do want to watch those episodes. I think it's cool that they are going in order, though.
Yes.
I wonder if they're going to change it, though, like when a big storyline, because we always know like there's always like the small storylines that start when the big ones are leaving. But like when the big storyline ends, are they going to just jump ship and go to another time? Or are we basically just starting in March of 2018?
I'm going to hope we're starting in March of 2018, because that will be so much easier.
Yes, but I want to go back to,
absolutely.
Because there's so much. So on Thursday, we are going to be doing a 411 about Andre Maddox. Could not find any videos of him other than a handful, because again, he's like an epiphany character where he was there so much.
Yep.
She should have had more, but that's a whole other thing. But he was even more difficult because he was the doctor to them while this was happening to them. And even finding those videos about that one specific storyline were not easy to do.
Nope.
So
I'm excited.
But there's a lot. Remember when we were doing all the 80s stuff? And we're like, wait a second. We watched this during the Ice Princess or whatever, and actually led into this
Ice
part.
Princess, yeah.
Ice Princess, Aztec Princess, whatever, all the things. So I think that was one that we received so many messages over. Oh, a couple weeks ago, I think we did. Maybe we didn't. April 20th. Peace Mazelis. I've recently subscribed to the House of Cassadine YouTube channel. I think someone else told us that they were watching the House of Cassadine. So that's why I think this might have sounded familiar, but I don't think it's this that you mentioned recently in your podcast. Yep. So
Yeah, we did.
okie dokie. I do read these, I promise, but I go, okay, we'll talk about that on Sunday. Lately, I was watching their Chimera Project playlist, and I was reminded that Jake really victimized Charlotte during his magic trick. As a young girl, I think it would make sense that she would take that anger and embarrassment out on Jake's brother.
Oh.
Right!
Okay.
While I was watching that storyline, I completely related to Aiden because I had a similar experience in school at his age. It was very interesting looking at it from a new perspective. I think that's interesting because that is not something that I ever
never made that connection. No.
Together. I think that is such a interesting. I'm more curious about your situation with the Chimera Project that you had. I'm sure that that's not what happened in real life, but it is crazy to watch these things that happened to you when you were younger. I mean, we talk about it all the time, how, at least privately too, there's stories that you share and you're like, no one else went through that.
Right.
And then you watch it unfold on TV as a completely messed up thing. And you're like,
hey, that was my life.
Like, wait a second, that wasn't okay. Okay, this explains a little bit. And then this one's funny because I don't think we read it back then. Angela Hicks on April 9th. Why? Please explain to me why they are going to drag out the Willow Liesl storyline with Legal now going missing. That was a month ago.
And she's still not home
Seriously,
yet.
Willow has been on death's door for 2 years now?
Yep.
Well, it seems like it. I know it's a soap, but come on. Mm-hmm. Chelsea messaged about the channel. Samantha. Oh, this is something that I looked up while I was editing because I was like, I don't feel like Leslie was the right answer to who the angry woman was with Mike.
Okay.
It was Jenny Blake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That does make more sense.
But also, thank you, Sally. She wrote in and said, enjoying the podcast with my lunch and wondering if the dark-haired woman married to Rick might be Jenny, who claimed to be little Mike's birth mother. I think they were married, but not sure.
Good catch. Thank you.
And I just said, I was like, well, I looked that up too, and I think you might be right. If not, we're both wrong. Elizabeth Not. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your last name. Hi, ladies. I'm behind in listening, and I'm sure this has already been brought up to you. But in listening to your surprise at all the stillborn, and this is regarding the first 30-year recap, if I didn't say that just now, you're surprised at all the stillborn, miscarriage, infant deaths, and rapes that happened when GH first started. You have to remember that in that time, women did not sleep with anyone before they got married. So, quote, rape was the only option for the show. Bobby was a prostitute. All the others were, quote, good girls and couldn't have premarital sex. Also, they wanted to portray premarital sex as dangerous as they could, so immediate pregnancy would be a deterrent for their viewers. And an additional punishment to the women would be infant death or miscarriage of the pregnancy. Times have changed. I enjoy your podcast immensely. Even when I can't watch the show, I get enough from your recaps to fill me in. Plus, you explain who the characters are. A lot of the times when I don't get to watch for a while, I'll tune in and have no idea who the people are. No longer do they put character names in the subtitles like they used to, so that's nice. I turned on subtitles this week after I read that.
Oh, I did not know that.
They don't say, Monica said, well, first of all, where's Monica? But they don't say,
well, that's
Robert
confusing.
says, whatever it says. And there's a reason why I turned on the subtitles, because I was like, wait a second, did I just hear that? And we'll get to it. Holly Dardell, love that you called out that Luke had, let's say, had been, shall we say, romantically involved with the 3 women on the first class of that plane. Not to mention the other 2 women in the hospital.
Yes.
That would also be the first. That was also the first thought I had when watching the scene. I could be wrong, but I think Luke and Felicia were more than once. I remember being invested in them at the time. I know that they got together to do Edward's memoir, right? Like that's
Mhm.
what she was doing. So I think that like they hung out a lot. I
Yeah, I
didn't go
don't-
back to fact check,
I don't know that.
but that's what I was thinking. And then she also said, and can we talk about the size of the wine pours at the Metro Court? It's like a glass of juice. Chandra Gray. Hi, Amanda and Shannon. I am sitting in the pickup line at my niece. I love that you guys tell us what you're doing when
Yes.
you write in, or also when you're listening. So I love it. I'm sitting in the pickup line at my niece's school and listening to the latest podcast. I had to press pause and send this email. GH can not recast Luke Spencer. So I'm sorry to our anonymous writer from last week. You kind of got some hate mail. No disrespect to the person who wrote in, and I'm sorry to hear that she doesn't have any connections to the legacy character, but we do. Nope, no bueno, never. Luke is hiding, waiting for his beloved Angel, aka Laura, to deal with Victor Cassadine. Once Laura sends Victor to meet up with his departed brother, Mikos and Tony, Luke will pop up via phone or Zoom to thank her and ask Laura to send Spanky, aka Tracy, back home.
Aw, I like that.
That's the story that I'm telling myself. I like the story that you tell us. Even if my story is just a dream, I believe that Anthony Geary will pop up when we least expect it. I don't expect him to be a full acting role, just a snippet. There's no way that GH would let a Cassadine have the best of Luke Spencer. No. Also, Rick and Leslie did adopt a little boy named Mike. A woman named Ginny popped into town and was revealed to be his biological mother. Rick and Ginny eventually got married and the characters moved away. Okay, I'm going to press play and listen to the rest of your podcast. I love y'all so much, and I still want you to interview Jeff Kober.
Nice.
So I think that, we got a lot about the TV station was the big one,
Mm-hmm.
but also a couple about Ginny, and we have been getting a lot of thank you so much for the 60-year recap, so I love it. Okay. Oh, I had already the first thing I wrote was brown-haired lady, Ginny Blake. Yep.
Perfect.
In the WSB, when we were going over the agent list, so I think I read it and said, who's Ted Valentine? I don't know who that is. It's Valentin. He was Theodore.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah,
But
that would
he
make
didn't-
sense.
But I don't think that they said his name was Ted.
I
Did
don't
they?
know.
It was always Theodore, right?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
So,
no, I don't
yeah.
know a Ted.
I'm just shampooing or something. And I go, you idiot. Yes, I talked to myself. I'm talking to myself at myself. Correcting myself.
Scolding herself.
I yelled at myself for not
Shannon put herself in timeout right
putting
now.
that
We'll be back.
together. And then I did a teeny tiny little
Oh, geez.
it's not even really a rabbit hole. It was just a Mikos, Victor, and Tony have a sister. If you look at the genealogy, her name is Sophia Cassadine Davidovich. Nothing. She's married to someone. That's where
Okay.
her last, but she is their sister.
Okay.
What if she is evil and she's been in hiding this whole time?
You just really want a Cassadine
I'm
woman
not
to
the
come
one
out.
who wrote that in there, though. I forgot to write down who her husband's name was. But there's zero to do with her. So was she ever just like mentioned in passing that, hey, our sister Sophia? And then, but they gave her enough of a story where she has a husband and
Yeah.
he has a name. It's written down somewhere. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But she's on all three of their.
Family trees.
Yep. So.
All right. Well, I hope for your sake that they do something with her because you are all in
I am.
on this evil woman, Cassadine.
Yep. Other than Helena.
Yeah. All right. So what's our Hulu headlines?
Nina meets with Martin.
Yeah, she did, but that was stupid. Go ahead.
Okay. Valentin makes an offer. If you kill him.
I wondered how much you cried this week.
I actually did not.
Wow.
I was doing other things though, so I was
Okay.
distracted. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought about pausing and then I went, I can't. On Wednesday, Michael is frantic.
Okay.
Thursday, Spencer and Trina are alarmed.
Okay.
And on Friday, Elizabeth and Portia are puzzled.
Okay. Those were some very not thought out.
For as
Like-
much as
Someone was sleeping as they were writing those, but okay.
So for as much as I I guess Monday was the day that I paid the most attention, that I was concentrated on just the show, because I had an entire storyline that I would like to write myself at this time.
Okay.
Okay. Sonny in the Pikeman Group. I'm starting us there. Sonny in the Pikeman Group.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, was anybody else channeling Brad Pitt in Seven and wanted him to just yell, "What's in the box?" You've never seen that movie. Oh my God, Amanda!
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to tell you because it is not friendly for this
Got it.
podcast, but there's a scene at the end of the movie Seven where Brad Pitt was given a box, or there was a box delivered, and Brad Pitt's line is, he says over and over again, "What's in the box?" And then he yells it.
Okay.
So that's what I thought that would have been great, because Sonny yells.
Sonny does.
So why
yell.
did he not yell, "What's in the box"? I don't know. So Brick uncovered that it was explosives. And apparently it's like one of the most powerful, whatever.
Yeah, it would take out blocks and blocks.
Okay. I think you're actually going to agree with me on this one.
Okay.
What if Sonny has been dealing with illegal fireworks this whole time? And that is why Milo knew that what had happened with Epiphany's ashes was illegal. Sonny is the one who arranged that for her. And that is why Jason loved fireworks so much from the footbridge, because he was actually doing quality control. Because
Okay, Shannon.
what if that is what Sonny deals in? Is just fireworks. Because up until recently, they were illegal to sell here in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't even look. Are fireworks legal? Hold on. Are they really illegal?
Certain ones are, yeah.
11 counties and cities of Newburgh and Middleton and Orange County prohibit the sale and use of small fireworks that are allowed in New York under a 2014 law. So they're relatively just as new as we are to even being allowed to have
Anything, yeah.
some. Sparklers weren't even legal? What? Oh, they don't have sparklers? That is what Sonny is dealing in. Sonny is dealing in
Sparklers.
fireworks.
Sonny's selling sparklers. Okay.
Sonny's dealing in fireworks. I'm sticking with it because that would explain so much. And especially when Milo was like, "Those are illegal, right, boss?" Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure. I mean, we've asked for 100 years, what is he selling that's so bad? Because he won't do drugs.
Right.
And he doesn't want to do guns.
It's just fireworks. It's just fireworks.
That would be very interesting that he took control of an entire city dock
For fireworks.
for fireworks.
But he can also get to other channels. So, like, he can get them into Pennsylvania. He can get them into Canada. Mm-hmm. It's fireworks.
Okay.
I have solved
Okay.
the question.
Thousands of people are relieved. Thank you for your answer.
Doesn't it make sense, though?
Sure. Sure.
Okay, I need to know who thinks that is also a good idea.
So do I, because you people are crazy. But okay.
What's crazy about that?
I
And that's why Brick knows so much about explosives.
would just be so disappointed if this man that we've all been in fear of, because he's like head of all this mob stuff and running things he's not supposed to be, is selling fireworks.
Hey. He's not in the business to be feared. I mean, he owned a strip club. He's been a partner in the casino. He has coffee.
I know he has many
And he has
interests.
restaurants. Right.
Okay.
And maybe that's why Laura and him maybe don't necessarily, like, that's why she kind of turns a little bit of a blind eye. Because she's like, okay, well, the city does buy their 4th of July fireworks from one of your vendors.
You put a lot of thought into this.
That
Okay.
was a recent thought, the Laura thing. But when
Okay.
I connected all the dots the whole way down to Jason, and including how Epiphany got in the fireworks and Milo saying that they were illegal, that all connected it together for me. You're welcome.
Okay. I would like them to write that in, and then whenever the writer's strike is over, them to come back and be like, what are we supposed to do with this?
Well, you don't reveal it, not until he's like in another 20, 30 years.
I don't know. Dex
I'm
is
not
talking about
expecting-
taking them down now.
I'm not expecting an immediate answer. Oh, thought on Dex this week. What if he's Nina's kid?
No.
What if?
No.
Right. It just popped in there for a second and it didn't go anywhere else other than
No.
there.
How many kids did she have while she was in a coma? No.
She could have had triplets.
No.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
All right, where do
refuse.
you want to start then?
I refuse. I don't know. This week was hard to get into. I feel like it was all just like the top layers. We weren't getting any deeper there, and it was hard to feel invested. I watched them like all in a row. Like I watched them, but I was still like, this isn't very interesting.
Helena came back though.
Helena did come back. I was so glad that they made her a ghost, though, because if they were going to try to tell me that that woman was still alive after everything that gone on,
But I loved it. I love that we are figuring out ways to bring Constance Towers back. I mean, she's great.
I want to know her skincare.
Seriously.
Or even if she had surgery, can I have your surgeon's information? Like, oh my gosh, she looks amazing.
I don't think so. I think she's a trained dancer, though. I do believe that she is a dancer. So that's her and Finola.
I was going to say, we've had this conversation about Anna before. I don't think I can take up dancing right now to end up looking like them. I'm going to go home. Madeline, teach me. But anyway, yes, she looked amazing. And it was just the right amount of creepy, spooky as she was talking to Valentin. And he's like, no, you're not real. And she's like, no, I'm the angel of death. Come on, let's go.
Right.
Just give up. We're going to go back to hell together.
Yeah, she did actually say something about, she didn't say specifically, but she alluded to where she is.
Yes. And he said no, he wasn't going there.
Yeah. So Valentin offered himself up to be tested with the pathogen, and Liesl tried. She tried to save him.
I didn't understand that whole train of thought for Victor. I thought the point was to test if the antidote was actually going to work before we release this thing into the world and kill everybody without having an antidote. So they put the virus in him, and then they just never gave him the antidote. And it felt like the antidote was right behind them on a cart, because Liesl kept turning around like, I'm going to give it to him now. I need to do this now. He's going to die. And Victor kept saying, no, 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 no. But then Anna gets there and she's like, oh no, what can I do to save you?
Maybe I'm part of the 20% that won't die.
Right.
How did she know the percentage? Did he say it?
Maybe they said it back in
Yeah.
Port Charles.
Yeah.
I feel like they said it back in Port Charles. But you never saw Obrecht pick up the antidote, and yet it's not there whenever Anna needs it. And then Holly comes rushing in. I got it. I found it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I was confused.
Do you think maybe Victor was testing out if the Cassidine gene is the one that will survive it naturally? Quote, naturally?
Maybe, but
I didn't even think about that. Because he's totally fine with Valentin dying. So
right.
that doesn't even make sense. If he's, well, or if he's doing like they did back in the whole Pilgrim days, like the Salem witch trials. Hey, if you float, you're a witch. And if you don't, sorry, we were wrong.
Okay.
So, I mean, maybe that's kind of how he's using very antiquated technology. I mean, they're still using DOS programming.
Yes. That was so funny. Like,
I'm sorry.
Wait, this program, I've seen this before. And everyone who was alive back then was like, yeah, in the 80s, even if we didn't watch the storyline.
Yep.
Oh, man. Those computers were very crazy to see, just like... It still worked, though. That says something.
I mean, it's been... Okay, I know I gave them a hard time on the Holland crazy CGI. They're using... Okay, at least how I looked at it, I think they're using miniatures.
Oh.
Or at least they did a better job with the CGI, but it looked like they were using miniatures.
That would make sense.
For the somewhere in Greenland.
Yeah.
So I kind of liked that. Good job, design team. But yeah, so Laura remembers the code. I did like that they did the flashback, though, to Robert being like, you need to get that out of your head,
Right.
little girl. You know, that...
Someone is going to capture you just to get that code. But she remembered it.
She did.
I didn't like that Curtis was like, are you sure? Yes, she's sure. She's Laura Spencer. Shut up.
I am glad that they are at least giving. Oh, I loved when she was like, "I'm throwing this vial. I don't care."
Yeah.
I mean, she was ready to go down.
But Obrecht gave her that look like, oh.
Oh, but then when Holly Liesl was yelling at Holly to shoot them or Anna to shoot them all.
Holly.
And she was like, I'll tell you how to extract my
Yes,
bone marrow.
yes.
Just shoot him. Liesl wins for lines of the week.
She put that on Twitter, Kathleen Gaudy. Did you see that?
No.
She put it on Twitter that those
I thought that was
her
so funny.
favorite. I just happened to see it last night. She said, some of my favorite lines written by the fabulous at General Hospital, #GH, #writers, #GH60. Stop talking and shoot him. I accept the risk. Now shoot him. I'll instruct you how to harvest my marrow from my dying body. Now pull the trigger.
Yep.
Bad word, love Aunt Liesl, #GH.
Aww. Yeah,
So
that was I liked that.
It was just funny because I happened to be scrolling through Facebook after I got done watching, and I was like, oh my gosh, look, she loves it too. I'm glad that we're on the same wavelength. That was some fun writing.
Oh, the way that she delivered it, how could she not be,
Yeah.
you know?
I didn't like that they made her get hurt, though. She fell back and bumped her head, and it was like, oh no. I'm like,
Thank
really?
goodness, though, that she wasn't shot. I was going to be mad
No.
about that one, too.
Thank goodness she wasn't shot, but why did we have to have anything happen to her? Why can't she just be okay?
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely enough going on. We didn't need that added
Another injured person.
suspense. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but did no one teach them how to keep babies warm? There's not a hat on that boat.
Victor was a very absent father. But here's that nanny. She just came out of nowhere.
She came out of nowhere, and then they were like, yeah, no, we're not giving you back the baby. But she didn't even say, you can't take him out in the cold without a hat on and it's more than 2 blankets. Like, oh my gosh.
I feel like Trina's the only one who's actually, because she even brought the blanket to the hospital when they were leaving. Trina's like, I think that this is how you guys do it.
Right.
You know, can we?
Right. Babies like to be warm, but we're going out into this freezing temperature that we've seen every adult be like, oh my gosh, it's so cold, I'm freezing. And we're taking this baby out. His little ears were exposed. His little head was out. He moved his hand at one time. I was like, oh my gosh, wrap that baby up.
Now that they could have CGI'd too, because what if they were worried about the baby getting too hot?
True. They could have wrapped him really well.
They also could have just used a fake baby.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Wrapped him really well. Like had Trina zip him in her coat and just kind of hold it like this as she was running.
Mm-hmm.
And then just used a baby doll. And I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, Ace is adorable, so I like seeing him. But the mom in me was like, get that baby somewhere warm.
I don't think he's really too worried about that.
Probably not.
No.
I'm sure he was not cold in real life. But the scene, he would have some hypothermia going on if that was real life.
But then at the hospital, Scotty came in and accused Anna, Holly, and Robert of like trying to keep him away from Liesl, and then threatened to go to the WSB, and Holly just like sneaks out and comes back in and chloroforms him.
Yep.
Did you hear him say scooter when he was knocked out on the chair? He was like grumbling, and then he's like scooter.
I didn't hear what he said. That's funny.
I think it's a thing that like Ken has like a Vespa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did not.
But poor Robert again being left behind.
Yep.
Holly and Anna are like, no, but they double kissed him. That was cute.
That was cute.
They're like,
That
and we
was
love
cute.
you for it. Bye.
Bye. You handle it here.
So, new WSB agent, Agent Hursley.
Okay.
That is the husband and wife who created General Hospital's last name.
Ah, yes it is.
And that's why I turned on the captions. So I was like, wait a second. Did I hear that correctly? Yep. Nice job. I
Yes.
liked that one.
But it made me sad that we didn't even get a pretend Frisco phone call. He's yelling, Robert's yelling at Felicia, call Frisco,
That
call
was
Frisco.
cute.
And so she picks up her phone and walks away, but we didn't even get like a hint of his voice. Like, can't we use something from back in the day? Just something.
They
I
would
wanted
have to
hear
pay
it.
Jack Wagner.
That's okay. Give him a couple bucks just for his voice for a second.
It's the same thing that like we would just chip in. What do we say? Just to have Jonathan Jackson? Like,
yes.
the fans will pay.
Right.
We hear from other shows, they get like 16-cent residual checks from The Office and stuff like that.
Right.
I'll give you $1.
Yes. Me too.
There, you had $2. We could get Jack Wagner and Jonathan Jackson.
Just for that split second, just to rehear their voice.
Yep.
But anyway.
So who do we think, but do you think that he was replaced by somebody that we know as the director? Or was he just replaced as director?
I think he was just replaced as director.
That doesn't make sense, guys.
It doesn't
And
make
of all
sense.
the weeks for it to happen on the week that we did the WSB.
True. But I don't think that it's going to be someone that we know, because if it was someone that we know, they would have the same bonds with all the people.
Not if it's someone who aligns with Victor. What if it's Tony? What if it is Sophia Cassadine?
But she wouldn't want to bomb it.
She would for the greater good.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Mm-mm.
Because that's why Frisco wouldn't do it, because he wouldn't blow up the island.
Right.
But if she were in alignment with Victor's vision, I could see.
I like how quickly the WSB moved, though, because they went from doing nothing to here come the drones, and then they got the phone call, no, don't bomb the island, they're on the boat, and they switched direction.
Oh, I don't like that, though. Did we just really blow up the Haunted Star?
They did.
No, did they?
They did.
I don't know.
I think they did.
No. Can we quit ruining everything from... We don't have to literally blow up the past. Poor Lulu, when she comes out of this coma...
Just feel like that was my boat that I made into a nightclub.
Do?
I'm sure she has good insurance on it.
I don't know who's even paying her bills right now, though.
I feel like Laura'd handle that.
Let's hope so.
She has some good insurance. She's going to get a nice fat check, and then we're going to have the Haunted Star too.
Yeah, I highly doubt she's going to rebuild that.
You don't think?
No.
That's Rocco and Charlotte's legacy.
Acts of war aren't covered under insurance.
Oh, man.
Yep, sorry.
Lulu, I feel bad for you.
But it did start snowing in Port Charles.
It did. That's where Liz and Portia were confused.
But thank goodness Portia was like, no. Or Liz said, no, this can't happen.
She was cute. We just had to do a report on this.
Yep, because I think I've shared the story before. It was like 70 degrees 2 weeks before I had my son. He was born April 27th, 2002, and it snowed the day I brought him home from the hospital. So it certainly can, because all I kept thinking is these poor writers really just need to do a little bit of research on the area.
Right.
Because it is totally possible. I think the latest they said it's ever snowed in Pittsburgh is June, and New York's further north than us. So it's going to snow.
It's a possibility.
Later.
Yes.
Like it snows a lot more at my son's school, which is only 2 hours away, than it does here. A lot. A lot. Oh, poor Robert trying to manipulate Liz, though. And she's like, what are you doing?
Right. She's just like, I know you. I've heard about your stuff. I can't wait to put vitals in. I'm going to get in trouble. What's going on?
Right.
And then he's like, I just need a half hour. And she's like, whatever. I can give you a half hour, but I know that this is not all the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
And then the WSB agent went busting in. I can't believe Scott called them. I really feel like he's smarter than that.
Yeah, especially, did anyone tell him that Laura was there?
No, I think just Obrecht.
Oh, if they didn't, there's no way that he would have. If they had said, Laura is on it, he'd been like, all right, bye. What do you need help with? Because that woman's got it.
Right. I don't know. I just didn't feel like that was like him.
No, I agree. That was...
No matter what. Even if Laura wasn't there. Like, you know how the WSB works. They're going to blow it up. And Obrecht's there. So, no, let's not do that.
Does he really know how they work, though?
Yes. Yes.
I think from the sidelines, but not the inner...
I think he knows enough.
He should know. Do you think Spencer's on the boat, or do you think that he got out in time?
He had to have got out on time, but I can't wait to hear the explanation of how he got out on time, because he, looked up and the thing was over top of them. He could hear it over top of them.
I'm going to go with they hit an iceberg, and they didn't actually blow up the Haunted Star. I'm going to be bummed if they blew up the haunted star. I'm sorry.
But we have to finally catch Victor or
Yes,
kill Victor.
I am fine with all of that, but I don't like the blowing up the floating rib, blowing up the haunted star. Like,
You think by Laura's reaction, they only hit an iceberg?
well, you probably can't see until everything settles.
Okay. I'm okay if
Maybe
they
they
didn't
blew
blow
up
it
the
up.
boat that they came on.
No, they came on the airplane.
Helicopter. But I thought they also took a boat, because that's how you were explaining away that the helicopter didn't drop out of the air. You said something about that they went on a boat.
I just assumed that you
Oh.
can't fly a helicopter that close, but I've never flown a helicopter, so I don't know. I would think it would make noise and be seen.
So I think that they did arrive on a boat. Maybe that's, I don't know. And not for nothing, I don't want Victor to die that way again, because now this will be the second time that he has been, quote, blown up. And so now there's the possibility that he made it. I thought Spencer was going to come and take him out.
I mean, he did slam his head against the bar.
But I thought he was going to have a weapon and take out Victor.
I don't know. I feel like they had to have blown up the boat. And Spencer have just jumped off into that freezing cold water. But he'll be okay because
Adrenaline is a powerful thing.
Without a hat.
A lot of people survived the Titanic and they were in it for hours.
Well, see? Then there you go. We kind of went right to Friday.
Yeah. Joss being upset, talking to Dex about how it's not fair that, yeah, her mom did that stuff, but she shouldn't have to pay for it. And in the same sentence talked about how Sonny does all these illegal things and he needs to pay.
Yeah, that's her mom.
And that's the guy that has basically raised her. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. The law is the law.
But
you can't say one person deserves to be punished more than the other.
Okay, I agree. Logically, that does not make any sense. But when emotion is involved, you're going to pick your mom over the guy that you perceive as hurting your mom because of stupid Nina.
I don't know. I guess I'm too much of a rule follower. You can't say that one person, yeah, they both broke the law, but neither one or she shouldn't get in any trouble, but he should.
You don't think intentions do matter?
No.
Oh, okay.
Intentions? No.
All right. I don't want you on my jury.
No. Do I think things can happen by accident? But Carly is smart enough to know what she did. The same way that Sonny is smart enough to know what he's done. And that's the thing. So Joss is only mad at Sonny because he hurt Carly, which is not illegal. It stinks, but his hurting Carly was not illegal. She was totally fine with all of his illegal activity as long as it was paying her bills and buying her nice stuff. And how has she not figured out? Someone wrote that in actually earlier in the week. How has she not realized? Yeah, mom's broke. How's your stuff getting paid still? Oh, the guy that you, quote, hate.
Are you sure? It could be Jax.
It could be Jax.
I think it would be Jax
still.
before it would be Sonny. Jax has plenty of money.
We already know that Sonny's still protecting her.
I think he's still protecting her, but she's also in danger because of him. So he should be protecting her.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with Joss is wrong in the way of if you both commit the same crime, then obviously you should both be punished.
A crime. They didn't commit the same crime.
Well, a crime. But I do see how she can kind of justify it a little for her mom.
But what she's mad at Sonny for was not a crime. Unfortunately,
she's mad at Sonny because he hurt her mom, but she's also mad because he seems to get away with everything.
So does her mom.
But her mom lost half the hotel.
Oh my gosh, hold it. Wait a second. Carly had a consequence?
Right.
It's a crazy thing that there's consequences to actions.
It's
that you can't just walk around and do whatever you feel like and
I know, I really don't like it.
To just bend. No. That's not how it works.
Well, I'm going to sit here with Joss and be like, that's not fair. Because I would like my life to work the way that it does for Carly or Sonny.
No.
I understand. I agree with you on what you're saying, but the part of me that understands Joss understands her side too. I'm sorry.
I don't.
I wouldn't want to be on that jury. That's what I can say. for either one of them.
But again, the thing that she's mad at Sonny for has nothing to do with the legality. She wants him to be punished for things that he is doing illegally. But the reason she does is because he hurt her mom.
Yes.
If Carly was still with him, she would not. That right there.
I mean, Michael's doing the same thing.
Yeah, we've already talked about that one.
So
why is it okay for Michael to do it, but not... Why is it not okay for Michael to be doing it, but it's okay for Joss to be?
well, I think Joss gets to use the defense of being young and naive. Michael should be a little more mature at this point.
Joss knows better.
I don't know. So do you think that Michael is going to turn in the information?
I think that possibly Willow's going to divorce him already because ironic on the timing of, hey, by the way, I've been keeping this huge secret for you, but now that you've been my wife for 5 minutes, now I'm going to let you in. You can't start marriage off on a lie, dude. And
Very
then
true.
she went to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I think she's going to die.
No, that would actually be a really good twist if they saved her and then had her divorce him anyway.
Right?
I would like that, for her to stand up to him and be like, this was wrong. I'll be a part of the family forever because I have your 2 kids, but nope.
Yeah.
I would like that. Let's do that.
Because she was not happy about that at all.
She was not.
Because now she knows that he's been intentionally... I mean, she was already upset with the whole, what's this going to mean for you in terms of your mom stuff?
Right. But Nina again showed how stupid she was this week. In case you need a constant, let me call you and tell you that you need to call the government and let them know that this tax or this insider trading was going on, blah, 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 blah. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, wait, did you already do that? Because I changed my mind. And Martin's like, yeah, apparently the government takes it as a pretty big deal. They've already gone to get Carly. What are you talking about? You can't just change your mind. And then Willow says, I'll see you. I have one favor to ask you as I'm on my deathbed.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I make it or not, can you please drop the stuff with Carly? And she's like, I'm not sure I can do that. And I know she didn't say that, but she stood
didn't.
there. And
Willow did react a little too quickly on that one. I felt like they should have had that silence be a tiny bit longer.
No.
Like a tiny bit.
No, because Nina jumps at, I'll do anything for you, Willow. Just tell me.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
do
true.
anything.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what Willow asked. Nina should have instantly been like, yes, of course, if that's what you need. It'll be hard, but I will do that for you. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
All that matters is peace
Or
for
at least
your
been
kids.
like, so if it's already in action, where are we there? Like if things are already in place. Oh, and how did she not think about the fact that, I don't know, Sonny is going to figure out
Right.
it's her.
Right. Sonny says, I'm investigating, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, let's leave the country.
Right.
Because that wasn't a red flag, first of all. And then second of all, yeah,
And
Sonny
asking
has
so
resources.
many questions about where's Drew.
Right.
Hold it. Okay, we could listen before Victor officially dies. We need answers on those tarot cards and this whole Demeter thing.
Yes.
So sorry, I just jumped back to that real quick. We need those answers. We cannot have those just be hanging out there forever now.
Maybe a piece of the boat will be floating in the water with the tarot card on it and it'll explain everything.
No, I don't like that ending.
Here's your answer. No,
okay,
I
back
agree.
to sorry.
That's okay. I agree. I would like those answers. But I also feel like Nina had to know that Drew was going to go and keep trying to save Willow. We saw their relationship.
She didn't know that he left, though. She didn't know that. She didn't know any.
She didn't know that he left, and at that point, it would have been too late anyway.
And they didn't know. She didn't know that, like, they even knew where Liesl was. She had no idea about any of that. If she had known, yes, I agree. But she had zero clue about any of it because she was surprised Drew wasn't even at the wedding. And that's when Sonny's like, "Wait, hold on a second. You didn't hear? Everybody in Port Charles knows that they're somewhere in Greenland." And
and her asking Carly. So Carly's assets are frozen, and Carly goes to pay for her pie, and it declines all of her cards or whatever.
but that was sweet that they mentioned that they still use Ruby's recipe.
Yes.
I like when they do little things like that.
Yes. And then Nina's like, here, I'll pay for it. And Carly's like, I don't care if I have to dump out my entire purse and count out change. I will find a way to pay for this without
That's just
taking your
kinda
money.
rude, though.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. I wouldn't have
Because-
let her pay for mine either. Here's
So
my
you're
$20.
gonna let her instead not allow the business to receive payment for something that, like, once it's been
But
in
she
her
found
hand?
the money. If it would have really came down to not being able to
Yeah.
pay for it for real, then yes, I would let someone else cover it and say I would pay them back and make sure in this circumstance, like, here you
I
go.
will Venmo you right now.
Exactly. I will find a card and get you $10 this minute. But she found the $20 in her purse.
Wasn't she told that her assets were frozen?
No, she was told that the business assets were frozen.
That's why you keep your business and your personal separate. Well, it depends on which card she was trying to pay with, I guess.
She tried a couple of them. They all declined. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Luckily, an experience I have not had. So, not sure where that goes.
What business?
The not ELQ, the Drew's stuff. Drew's money was frozen. Drew's interests in the business, like nothing else could go through him.
Carly doesn't have the right to access that. So what card was she trying to use?
I think they just froze all her assets too because she was a suspect.
That's what I was saying.
They never
froze all
told
her
her that.
assets. But she doesn't have a business to be frozen.
No, they just froze all her personal assets to make sure she didn't flee
Then
the
she
country.
should have known that she couldn't use her card.
But they didn't tell her that. They told her that Drew's assets were frozen.
Well, that is none of her business.
I don't know why they told her about Drew and didn't tell her about herself, but
Nope.
they told her that Drew's assets were frozen.
Interesting.
So she didn't know that hers were.
Again, feel like she is a smart enough woman that she should have been able to go, well, if you think I'm involved enough to bring me to the station, perhaps you're probably going to do the same thing to me.
Well, I'm sure she has some money at home, but she didn't stop home first before she went for her pie, so she was distraught. She didn't think about it. But luckily, she had the $20 and she paid for it. But then they start talking about Drew and how they couldn't find Drew, and it seemed like he was going to Hawaii. And Nina's like, how'd that happen?
Right.
Carly even says, if Sonny didn't tell you, I'm not getting into this.
I did like that answer. She's like, nope. Nope.
Ask your man about it, girlfriend, because I'm not telling you.
I really think that was it. There was like not...
Let's see. I did take notes. We talked about Dex in the video, and Carly's card declined, and Willow fainting. Oh, Tracy told Brooklyn that she thinks that her and Chase are going to get married.
Yes.
That was cute.
Oh, and I actually have a defense of Tracy. Because we kind of gave her a little crap about how they gave her crap at Michael and Willow's wedding. Her first couple marriages, she legit thought those guys were marrying her because they loved her. They were all taking advantage of her.
Yes.
That's not the same thing as a lot of Carly's marriages have been more in the what am I going to get out of this, not love.
That is true.
So okay, yes, Tracy did try to manipulate Luke. And obviously it worked out at some point that they did decide to get married. But like as I was going through, well, Mitch Williams, she truly loved him and supported him. He was using her for his political gain.
Yes.
Paul Hornsby was doing it for the cartel. So I give him he was being blackmailed. So that's kind of not fair.
True.
But Tracy's intentions in her marriages were never...
So intentions do matter.
That's legal. Legal.
Intentions do matter.
Not when it comes to a legal matter.
Okay.
When it comes to a legal matter, intentions do not matter. Because your intention should be, I don't know, following the law. That trumps everything.
Okay.
Back to Tracy.
Let me just give a disclaimer that I also am a rule follower, so I'm not breaking any laws either. But I do think that sometimes intention has something to do with it. Maybe you should be a little more lenient to things.
No.
The people who are stealing...
Her intention to get into a marriage that isn't full of lies and deceit is not saying that her intentions were wrong.
Right.
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 So she thought she was getting married for all the right reasons. The guys married her thinking, what can I get out of her instead?
Correct.
Those intentions are not right.
Correct.
It's the whole, you do you, YOLO, what's my favorite? Live your dreams. Do we really want everyone to be following that?
I think you put a little too much thought into that.
No, I don't. Do we really want everybody to be doing that? I don't think so. I think that
the
there's
assumption
there's a lot of 2020s about people who were living their best life, yet, oh wait for it. They were illegal. They had good intentions. They wanted what was best for them. That was their good intention.
I don't know that that's a good intention, but okay.
Nope.
Anyway, I will agree with you. I like Tracy, and I thought she was so cute with
Yes.
Wiley when she was trying to distract him. What's that story of the 4 little pigs? And he's like, what? No, there's only 3.
She's like, I don't remember.
So that was cute.
She's sweet.
I liked all that scene. It wasn't very long or very in-depth, but that's the only thing I have a note on that we did not already discuss. So we're all over the place, but we
I
got
know.
there finished.
Reality check.
So what's your reality check?
It was a boring week. Like, I didn't have anything really going on, but then Friday my mom and I went out to celebrate Cinco de Mayo and had a lovely lunch and a couple drinks. And
Where'd
then
you go?
Patrons.
Oh, I love Patron.
I had never been to Patrons.
Oh, I love it there.
Never been there, but as we got there, a lady was walking out and she was like, it's a madhouse in there. And I thought, oh no, we're going to have to go somewhere else. But we got in there and it was the takeout that was a madhouse. There was a good amount of people eating, but they ended up seating us over in a corner booth, like up away from everybody. So it was great because my mom doesn't hear as well. And so even though you could hear the music in the background, it wasn't like blaring on top of you. So we had a couple drinks and the waiter thought that she was so cute because we were done. And he's like, are you ready for the check? And I'm ready to say yes. And she's like, no, we need another margarita. And I was like, oh, geez. So had a fun time with that. And then for Girl Scouts, we went and made a string art project.
Okay.
These cute little hearts, and they glow in the dark. It was really cute. So I went and did that with Madeline. And then after that, we all went to dinner. Matt and his girlfriend and me and Ryan and all the girls, and the girls, except for Madeline, each brought a friend. And so we went out for Mexican again. So
that's very nice.
That time I went for the raspberry margaritas. So it was a nice time.
Were they tart or sweet?
They were sweet. It was sweet.
I don't like sweet.
I don't like tart. So I was happy with it. But then yesterday I was like, okay, I can't do anything that is too much energy because I enjoyed Cinco de Mayo a little too much. But we went and celebrated Mother's Day a week early at my sister's house because she likes to not have to do anything Mother's Day weekend.
That works.
So she planned a little brunch and her husband made some mimosas for us, and my sister's mother-in-law came and my mom and me and my brother and his girlfriend. And so we all just kind of sat around and chit-chatted and had some yummy food, and it was just nice.
Nice. Were they sweet like strawberry margaritas? Because I like those. Or were they like super sweet?
No, they were sweet like strawberry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then there was a little tart in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It tasted like a raspberry is supposed to taste. They didn't sugar over the tartness of raspberry, but they still added some sugar.
You know what I'm saying? Like
to,
some
cut
of them,
it out.
like they really
make
too sweet.
No,
and
it's like candy.
No, the fruit in and of itself is a little tart. So you need a little. Yeah.
Yep. No, they were perfect.
There was a drink I used to make when I bartended called a sweet tart. I'm going to have to see if I can remember how to make that. It was frozen, but it tasted like the sweet tart candy.
Oh, I would like that. That's like just the right amount.
I'll see if I can remember. Actually, one of my buyers right now is one of my old bosses. So I will ask him, be like, hey, by the way, do you remember this?
Give me that recipe, please. So what was your reality? I saw
my son's home.
I was going to say, I saw that you had a good week because he was home. Did you take him out for Cinco de Mayo since he's 21 now?
We did not stop. Well, we stopped for dinner at a place that we always go to. And then he didn't want to drink. And then I actually got like a really bad headache about halfway through dinner, which it just came out of, it was like the very base of my neck. And so my husband wound up driving my car home because it was going to be the guys and the girls driving in separate cars.
Yes.
So instead the kids drove and my husband drove my car. And no. But part of that is also because I realized that a good friend of mine is also one of my margarita people. And that sounds really weird that I have multiple margarita people.
Okay.
But I text her and her husband and was like, we need to have a night where you guys have drinks with because now he's 21. They used to be our neighbors and now they're not anymore. And I'm like, you can't even just come over tonight.
Yeah.
I said, but he's 21 now, so we're going to have to get together. And I was like, I need you to have his first margarita with him. I'm like, there was just something. I felt selfish doing that on my own. I'm weird, but
you are weird.
But yeah, I mean, he's home. He painted his room yesterday. We did a lot. Thank goodness. It's finally sunny and warm here. And so we did a lot of outside stuff yesterday. So
Nice.
pool's ready.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so we're going to have to load up on 411s.
Yeah.
We can just get those done
Right.
out of the way. And then my garden's just about ready to be planted outside. And yeah, all my starters are ready to go. That sounds like I had a nice adulting week.
You did.
Yeah, not a whole lot. Early in the week, it was just really rainy and cruddy here.
It was.
So it
That's
really
what I
just
mean,
didn't
like-
do it. I finished a book.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Madeline and I are doing a reading challenge this summer.
I actually finished 2 books this week. I finished Daisy Jones and the Six, which was good. And then I watched the Amazon series, which was so close to the book. It was probably one of the closer series to a book that I've watched in a long time. And then Rick Springfield has a few books. And I've actually been listening to this one called Magnificent Vibrations over the past couple weeks. I kept forgetting to talk about it. It's a little weird,
Okay.
but he gets very philosophical story-wise, where it kind of jumps around too with when he was younger and then now he's an adult. And then he meets these people and they've all bought this book, Magnificent Vibrations, yet the bookstore isn't there when they go back to.
Okay.
So then they start talking about things that have happened in their lives. And like one of the people's a nun. The other one, I can't remember his entire backstory. But it was nice to listen to him read. So
Yeah.
it kind of has mixed reviews on Audible. I'll be honest, I was it kept me company while I was driving around. But I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, you have to read this book.
Okay.
So there's I only gave it 3 stars.
You got to be honest.
Yeah, I hate that though. But now I'm reading a book called Book Lovers. So I think I've done 8 books. So I'm just under. I want to do 2 a month.
So my niece reads all the time because at her job, if she's not actively helping someone, she still has to stay at her desk and she's not allowed her phone. So the other day...
I want that life.
Yes. The other day, she hit her 1-year anniversary of being on Amazon's reading thing. She has read 960 books in the past year.
What's her average page count?
I don't know. I'll have to ask her. She's like,
I want to know what her average page
that's like 2.5 books a day. I know, but when
I
she'll get stuck overtime. So she's
Yeah.
working 16 hours. And if she's not, like I said, actively engaged, she can't leave her desk and she can't be on her phone. So she's able to pull up the Amazon thing on the work computer and read, but still have her main information computer up.
Wow.
And so 900 and some. And it's funny because last year I had sent her one of those ornament ideas where you put a little book in an
Yes!
ornament for, and
Yes!
she's like, I can't do that. I can't fit all my 900 and some books in the ornament.
Because Amazon has like their own books that a lot of them, they're shorter. They're still,
Yeah,
books.
right.
But they also have like a lot of original content too that you get for, holy cow. I grew up with a girl who read a book a day, like a 300 plus page
Wow.
book a day. Straight A student, all AP, high honors classes, crazy smart,
That's nuts. That's
and
nuts.
somehow read all that.
Yeah.
There's a girl I know, she's on like 37 for the year.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. No, that's my idea to keep
900.
900. Yeah.
Are you on Goodreads?
I am not.
Goodreads is like an app that you track what you read.
I am not. I will have to do that.
And we can be friends. Find me on Goodreads.
I will find you on Goodreads. No, that's my idea for the summer to keep Madeline off of her phone. I mean, I'm going to put restrictions no matter what, but to make it a little less like this is it's not a punishment. It's just you can't live on your phone all day.
No.
But anyway, to make it a little more tolerable for her, I challenged her to a reading challenge for the summer.
Nice.
And whoever reads the most at the end will get some money. So she's still at that age where money is
Are
like,
you on the
woohoo.
challenge too?
I am.
Who's giving you money?
I conned Ryan into being our sponsor. Because he also agrees she needs to read and not be on her phone. And so, yeah, I said I can't supply the own winning money because that's not a win for me. So I conned him into
You don't set goals for
supplying.
yourself that you reward yourself with something?
Not usually reading because I
mean,
read.
just like in general. 'Cause
Well,
that's what I,
yeah.
like,
Yeah, I reward
I'm like,
myself here
I
and
won't
there.
do
but
this until I get
But
XYZ accomplished.
I wanted it to really, like, for her to get that it really was a challenge, that we
Right.
were both fighting for the same thing,
Right.
not just me.
You not giving away money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's fun.
yeah. So we'll see who wins. I'll let you know.
Maybe I should do that with my family.
Yeah, we just don't read it enough. So,
I'm the only one that reads.
I mean, I always do this stuff at the library because our library has an awesome summer reading program that encourages you to read. So I'll sign her up for that. And then,
Are you reading the same books?
no.
Okay.
We're going to do like a point value. So, I love Bernstein Bear books, and so now she does too. So reading one of those only takes you 10 minutes, so you'll get
Right.
1 point for that. But if she's reading like Harry Potter, then she'll get, I don't know what value. I haven't.
You should do
figured
it
it
based
all
on
out.
pages
That would work.
and lack of illustrations.
Yes. So, yeah.
And reading level too. Go off of what the average reading level is for it, because if she's challenging herself, award more points.
Right.
Because
She usually
that's-
reads higher level stuff. So,
get her to read War and Peace, and I will give her $10.
all right, I'll let her know.
It's a hard book to read.
I'm sure that it is. I have never read it. Can I get $10 too?
You just said that you've never read it. Oh, because
Right,
you've
if
never
I
read
read
it.
it now.
Sure. If you read War and Peace, I will give you $10. Sure. All right. So join us on Thursday as we talk about Andre Maddox.
I feel like he's a book lover
He
too.
probably read War and Peace. He's probably off doing like, okay, well, this is percolating or whatever in the petri dish. Gonna read some stuff.
All right. On that note, have a good weekend.
And we'll meet week.
Oh, sorry. See, I'm rushing you ahead. I'm all over the place this morning. The intro was wrong. The
I forgot
outro was
today was
wrong.
Sunday for a while.
I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
So have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.